So I was curious to look into the No Nonsense Discord today, and I read some stuff in there that was interesting. The Apparently the trend algo, which No Nonsense is fond of trend trading, which only 20% of the market trends. So these guys are getting pummeled, and I'm seeing the as I scroll through the it's called market call section, and it's a guy that has this thing called the Fight Club, and he's going to show us the his algorithm based on, I suppose, the structure of indicators and confirmations and things like that. So he's going to scan. It's about scanning for the correct criteria to enter a trade. Makes total sense. Why wouldn't you, right? You're going to go hunt deer. Well, what kind of deer do you want to kill? Oh, at least a 20-point deer, or whatever the amount of antlers, the rack. Well, let's set it to that. Who wants to go out hunting for little baby deers? So that's going to limit the amount of deer that you catch. Um, if you can shoot from the hip, you can look at a chart. I was just watching this guy talk about hypnotism and this is the NLP stuff. Really connecting with your subconscious. Yeah, your subconscious is driving the car, and your navigator is your conscious mind, and you're thinking, I'll do this, I'll do that. Anyways, you go into that world, and you're just kidding yourself when you put up all these indicators, because that's how you, in other words, you just want to have the premium deer. But you can't just eat steak you just, it's not going to happen. And then, there's this point at which he talks about it's contextual. So you may be a very good martial artist when you're wearing your gi and you're in the dojo. You're in a dojo in your dojo, a studio. I almost said doji. So in that context, you're focused. You're ready for pain, and you're ready to be very intense. And there's no furniture in the room, so it's different when you're in a room and now you're like, well, I'm going through so much. Did you practice in a room? Yeah, you probably practiced in a big fucking room with a bunch of people, and you really aren't able to maybe do what you do outside there. So if you dressed, and this is why people put on clothes, and it changes the way they think, because everything at that point matters, because it's just you. If you're awake, if you're conscious, and certainly in an environment like the market's moving and you're sitting there, now you do have the option to so-called pull the trigger. I thought that was interesting that, I was afraid to pull the trigger because I thought that's the only trade I could do. I was so afraid to pull the trigger because I thought that's how you call up and you'd be like a guy on TV that you've seen in the movies. Yeah, buy me 1,000 shares. Boom. Well, at the market, at the market trading. Well, aren't you going to put a trade on? So somebody asked me about the time expiration on the tickets. Yeah, because I'm trying to match the rate of change. If I'm going to buy low, how low am I going to buy, and how out in the future? Just like expirations, there's the reason why there's an expiration on an option. Not the reason, but how do you make money from an option expiration? You sell somebody an option, you hope the market doesn't go anywhere. So option traders typically lose that by they don't time their entries. If you're going to trade options, you want to get in when the market's in a doji before it heats up, because even in a up market, the puts are making money because of the expansion of volatility. So I've been in trades in the Chicago Board of Trade where the market's against me, but my option's actually up a little bit just from the possibility that it may go down. In other words, the expansion of volatility and the contraction is all these markets are about. 80% of the market is you say price discovery. This is what it's stated in the first book about market profile. All these terms, liquidity pools, this and that, you could call it what you want to make it okay for you to, right? But when you go to put the trade on, all the books you've read and all the stuff you say, yeah, that looks like a good idea. Wow, that makes sense. Now you turn on the computer. You've got real money in the account or fake money. Doesn't matter. You always want to, even if you have blanks in your gun, you're trying to like if you're trying to hit the target, right? If you go to, the idea that you wouldn't demo trade just because you real trade is, I don't get it. I mean, this is the first time in history I can think of where you could trade for free. There's no fucking way, if you go back 20 years ago, you'd be pulling the trigger on some trade. Okay. Scott Trade might have a demo account years ago with their first online trading. It's an online trading world. You know, you can sit here, you can run tests, you can look at data you would have to pay for. I used to pay I had $45 a month I would buy. They would send me a diskette of daily data. And I think it even had weekly data. Yeah, my software couldn't take the daily and crunch it into weekly. No, they had composed weekly continuous charts, and you had they even gave you 3 rollover types: rollover on volume, rollover on expiration. Okay, I've seen data, man. Trust me, I've seen data. It's all the same. You look at it, you go, how do you make money from that? I did the original. I had the swing algorithm. I had the by Pardo Corporation. Look up Pardo Corporation. Dude, it cost me $1,000 a robot. Then I had to tweak them. They just printed out fucking trading models. Not even a chart. Then here comes the algo traders. Let's try to, it was always been there. Well, cracking me up with this narrow net bullshit. Well, Trump said the word pussy, therefore I think I'm going to go long gold. Because gold's like pussy, apparently, too. No nonsense. But, anyway, so I stumble into the algo here, and I just couldn't resist taking a look. This guy, he's very well-mannered presentation. But this is what I suspected I was gonna come across. I'm not surprised. There was a guy made fun of like this on Forex FX Street, which this guy looks like he's from. And he died of cancer, and I felt so bad because I made so much fun of this guy. It's incredible. And he had almost the same charting system, and he would always hem and haw about the trade. And I'd be screaming at him through the video. He couldn't hear me. Like, why didn't you get in here? Why didn't you get in there? It was very contentious. It didn't turn out well. Big scandals in there, and then they shut down the chat. I think because the guy named there was a guy named I think he called himself Chuck. No, I think called Charlie Manson. And he had his avatar was Charlie Manson with a swastika on his forehead. It just, and that's at FX Street, and that was just too much fun. I mean, people just didn't have a filter. So here is the look through the lens of the Scannerator.
Us jump into the charts and have a look. So I did have this one short trade on Aussie CAD, which as you can see, it took take profit 1 here, and I had my stop loss pulled down throughout a news event earlier in the week because a price was already past take profit, and it did shoot down and then shot right back up again. So took us out, but we still got some decent profit on that one.
Once
So
again, I gotta hunt down my
let
fucking
us
controller.
continue to look around and see if there's anything new worth
Okay,
taking.
please hold. I want to go back to that. I missed that entry there. So
we'll just
I only made it
go
about.
for a quick run here after non-farm
Here,
payrolls
let me
last
back that up.
night.
Just okay. Let me go back to this. Just short into the Australia cat. I mean, you're shorting into this for God's sakes, really? I don't know. In the long term, how long you plan on holding the trade? I guess I'm always thinking like this. If I get in here short, he goes short here at this. I would have got in there too, based on my system that trades just breakouts of dojis.
And then shot right back up again.
But I don't need all those colors for that.
Took us out, but
okay, that was his entry right there. Wait a second. Let me back this up. I find it difficult to navigate. I'm gonna try to zoom in for you here. It's a little brutal. Too much data. Who gives a fuck about the left? If you just trade, another thing, if you trade dashboard shit, you only need this if you're really gonna do this, says buy, this says sell, I'm only should buy, this is my filter, this is my God knows what's down here. This looks like a forward shifted moving average of some type here, some nonsense. That's her baseline, I suppose. I don't know. In the end, it's so silly, after you look at it, I suppose, for a while and just try to, you could cherry pick the trades. I can see divergence in here. Kind of a shallow divergence here, and here's a nice divergence. Here's a good place to get in. I would have got in here anyways because of the new low factor. This is the outlier. The balls are telling where to buy, I think. This is the ball system. Also, we used to say about the balls. All my doji systems come in here. Like you get in here as a trade. Here's one. Here you got to be able to take your scalps and run. But for the big structure reversal trades, which I would do, I'm looking at this as a buy zone all the way down. So here would have been a great winning retracement trade. Back to structure. This baseline, you should be selling here. Here, if you're going to trade off that moving average, here I'll show you the moving average trade. Sell here. See, yeah. See, not good trade there, is it now? Yeah, because, dude, it's so fucking far extended. You're inside the buyer's window, and this bottom becomes a top later on, but not on the velocity that you want. See, another big flaw here is all of this shit has a certain. Here's a nice reversal. It's an RSI setup there. But see, it's a structure setup too. It's also this bottom becomes a top. It's a lot of things. It rushes back. The market's rushing up and down. Notice how do you make sense of this big down move? This is a lot of money very quickly made. This is a lot of money, but see the pullbacks, and this is not a, look at it, why is this such a clean, smooth gush? Because it's filling this hole. Look, it actually gaps. It's just on fire. Now his baseline, his algo is kind of whipsaw because which wave is he trading, by the way? If you had a longer moving average, you would have had here. But now you're waiting 2 months to get filled. Here's a good entry. Now you're waiting 2 months to get filled. Good fucking trades though, huh? How long are they in these trades? So look at, they're kind of just, he's getting here a confirmation. I would have been in the same trade he was in, but my expectation would have been, we can make some money down here, but look the fuck out here, man. See, no nonsense is ignoring this, right? This is the transcript. This is what he feels. Trades like a liberal. Trades like a do-nothing Democrat. That's no nonsense. He must be a Democrat. He's just got to have like absolutely no logic thread. To think that and then to torture people with this fucking trend trading shit. And you see the guys in there who's bragging about fucking making money in this no nonsense Discord. Um, you can't even brag about it. Not even like a Biden scam. I gave him 6 hours. What a fucking pin
Stop
dick.
loss pulled down throughout a
Sorry,
news
wait.
event
I'm
earlier in
just
the
getting
week because a price was already
I'm all
passed.
pissed off now. I just hit the wrong button. And listen to this guy. Everybody's a victim. Oh, you should see him in there. Oh, I got stuff. Dude, if you looked at this, people are trying to trend trade the cat. It's so cute. Dude, it's the wickiest motherfucking worst, bro. Look at this. We're at 1 pip here. Why are you trading the Australian cat to begin with, man? I've seen this harebrained shit. Here's a nice divergence here. It's not a bad trade. You're buying the trap. Volatility's drying up. Choppy woppy. Let's torture the trend traders. They're probably getting some stupid ass signal. Look at it. Even the fucking algo's freaking out. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. I'm getting whipsawed. I can't imagine why. Poor trend traders. God damn. Every time I think about that, I fall in that bullshit. And then you look at the chart and you're like, yeah, I can see like if we would have held that short. Dude, look at this shit. It's coming back to structure. I mean, at some point you got to take your fucking money, get back in. You can't just hold this, buy and hold, sell and hold. What? Are you ever, it's called trading. Are you going to get out of this fucking trade? I can't take it. Fucking retarded, man. This is all this complexity worship is just bullshit.
Take profit, and it did shoot down and then shot right back up again. So took us out, but we still got some decent profit on that one. So let us
Okay, so here's his entry. We missed it already.
Take profit.
He didn't show his exact entry.
Down. As you can see, it took take profit one here, and I had my stop loss pulled down.
Okay, so he sold right there. There it is. Wait, please hold.
Because
he sold here. Now, this is, I told you, man, no nonsense is getting in on an oversold day. He's getting in here. Why the fuck isn't he getting in here in this vacuum? Can't he see this bottom become a top? What the fuck is the matter with this guy? It's just cruel, man. It's like, it's like taking the Jews in and telling them they're going to be deloused. Come on in, guys. Yeah, sit. I know there's no chairs. Yeah, it's fast. Don't you sit down. Bottom becomes a top. Look at this is here's a fractal situation. This setup. It's already set up. This hole is almost exactly like this hole, this trap. This is just a smaller version of it. This whole game, and this is the daily chart. This is so much data. Why in the fuck do you care about May of last year while we're scanning? If you're really scanning, you only need one bar. You literally need the bar you're on. What color is it? This is what I thought. Well, hell, I could just take my charts down to this. All I need is the front leading edge of this thing. I should know exactly what to do. I've got an algorithm. Fuck, I'll just be like a robot. It's oversold, I buy. In fact, you probably do better. You wouldn't sell here. He should have sell here where it's overbought at least. He's also going against the most obvious, and so no nonsense would tell you, which is another completely harebrained. I don't even know how he comes up with this shit. He'd probably say, well, look, we bought here, oversold, see, didn't work out. Dude, what if you had sold above this dotted line, whatever this is? Are those good trades? Fuck yeah. Well, why aren't you taking those trades? And why aren't you loading the fucking wagon here? He sells here. He takes profits. Why isn't he buying here? I saw the funniest thing in the no-nonsense Discord is you scroll down and they have something called exit indicators. Dude, there's no difference between an exit and an entrance. You're trading. When you buy, you have to sell to make money. You're a seller now. whether you like it or not. Yeah, you didn't start the jump rope at that point, but you're doing jump rope. You're trading. You're not investing. I'll buy gold till I'm dead, give it to my kids. That's different. It's well, it is no nonsense forex. It is not. It's not no nonsense trading. That's what I should have. That's what my thing's called. No nonsense trading, not no nonsense forex. Just to say, and then he's gonna. Well, we're gonna do gold now. We're gonna do next. We'll trade. Yeah, people. That's what we'll do. We got charts on the human trafficking here. Look at the volumes. Let's go. Market's kind of drying up, you know. Yeah, well, you got all the girls are on drugs now. The fuck? They can't even sing. All right. And here's a rejection of that auction. Come down here. I like this red candle shit. I didn't know it was going down. Thanks for painting it red. I didn't even notice it going down. Thank God it's red. You know, that's a red candle. You know who's in charge there? The bears. My God, man. Well, what am I supposed to do? So, now, bless his heart, you know, this guy, he took the reins of the no-nonsense algo and tweaked it. This is not the no-nonsense, because he can't give away his secrets. I just noticed a little divergence here. He's got a very, low frequency indicator here. Here's the Andrew Cardwell reversal just before the divergence. So here's your last trend trade. More oversold. Here, I'll give away my secret. More oversold and a higher price. Time to buy, right? Even the fucking red light, green light shit gets it right here. Also, look at this. When you see this, put on your hedges. When you see a dash show up, every time it switches, put on a hedge. In fact, here's a good thing. Right now, put on a hedge. It doesn't matter, man, because it's how far this moves, not if it moves up. It's not that it moved down, it's how far did it move down. So the guy that's asking me, why would you put an expiration? Because what I'm trying to do is say, I will buy here. If this is a 15-minute chart, I'm going to buy here for 4 hours. But I'm not going to buy here for 8 hours. Because I want to catch a falling knife as the knife is dropping. I don't want to stand in front of a knife that's going to slice through orders that are standing. I won't be awake in 4 hours, so 4 hours from now, I want to buy below here and lower, and here is the magic of buying here at 4 hours. That if this is a 15-minute chart, that if the market can scream down that fucking fast, it has a higher probability of a dead cat bounce retracement back to this structure, which is my exit. Okay, this is my exit is chosen before my entrance, so to speak, simultaneously chosen. I'm not going to do a 1% risk of my account. I'm going to do whatever that currency pair I chose. So if you want to trade lightly, go into the Australian versus the dollar, right? You have to trade pretty fucking hard to make money and lose money. You have to trade pretty fucking hard. So it's almost like demo trading. Compare it to going trade the guppy with a standard lot. Watching your equity fluctuate, you got $10,000 in your account. You're like, yeah, I'm up like $3,000. I'm doing really good on the guppy. It's all, you know, you easily blow up that account if you don't have stops in. But if you do the, which is completely opposite of this, would be the Pip Society brother who's just, dude, I'm in, like, I'm in. Yeah, that's right. These guys are killing it. It's so cute to see the Poindexters with the scanners, and then you got shoot from the hip gangster scalpers or swing traders is killing it with real money. Now, maybe he does blow up an account. People would say, oh, he blows up all the... Tough shit. He just made 30 grand. You know, I'm sorry, but that's a good rate of return. Okay, maybe he only makes 5 grand and maybe he loses 5 grand. I don't know what his tap out point is, and I don't, you know, like people say, well, your risk of ruin is, yeah, okay, but if you've got $100,000 on the sideline and you're going to take 10 grand and put it in an account, run it up to 30 grand, blow it up, you're down 10 grand. Okay, you really got to think about the math here. This here, I don't even know how big these trades this guy's doing. This is an exercise, and this is mental masturbation, is what this is. Actually, this is like MT4 porn. It's just it's like, okay, I got it. You got the blue and the red, and you're gonna do this and that. He's scanning. Watch it now. Watch him scroll through this 6 minute. He's 6 minutes of scanning. Like I'm not saying that nobody shouldn't have porn, right? But then when you're in a real relationship, you're like, well, we probably can't do that. Um, it's contextual, is what I'm saying. That's the hypnotized guy told me. It's all about context. So,
Price was already past take profit, and it did shoot down and then shot right back up again. So
I like when he says, "Phew."
took us out, but we still got some decent profit on that one. So
Decent profit. But he missed the whole, like, he got like a little, it was, dude, you got to the party, there's one slice of pizza left, it was a cigarette out in it. Yeah, you know what? We didn't starve to death.
so let us continue to look around and see if there's anything
Oh,
new.
man, that would have been a sweet one. Could you imagine buying that very edge of that wick? In fact, here's a great trading system is that look at the body of the candle. Just trade the whole wick area. Just put limits and do the rinse and repeat. In other words, you see this wick here? Put an order there to buy. And then put an order on this whole wick. Okay, this is the body, right? The hammer. You see this big wick? Put limits in there. See how they came back and refilled that area? You see how simple trading is? It's called buy low, sell high. Now, when the market goes sideways, start putting up sell stops and buy stops. Hedge it. Bam. Now, obviously, because you're short and winning, do you think it's going to keep fucking going down? Well, I don't know. My algorithm. You see the color flash in here? See? I don't think you understand what we're trying to do here. It no nonsense. Son, I don't like your attitude. I'm afraid we're going to kick you out of Discord. Rule number 48. Rule number 618. Hello. Yeah, they finally made it to 618 rules in Discord. But this is driving me nuts, this fucking moving average he's got here.
You worth taking. So we'll just.
Oh, God, man. So I would have gone long there. I'd be. Or he just went to the next. It's funny because if he goes to each currency pair, notice how there's a leading edge where the Australian dollar is kind of an assault against all these other currencies, Like, let me check the Australian phone calls. They're perfect too. But you can see this. It's on like the Australian dollars popping in and stopping out, stop hunting all the other currencies. Because when he goes to the next pair, it's almost like he went forward in time here. We've already got that same setup has already happened and occurred here. Also, look at this beautiful breakout from this triangle. I know patterns don't work. Yeah, consolidation has never worked. And look at, once again, need I say this again? I consider this a trend. That is a trade to be in on the dailies. What is the cause for that? 80% consolidation, 20% trend. 80% consolidation, 20% trend. Got it? See? Come on, no, come on, you poor trend traders. Get it together. Look at this beautiful Cardwell setup. Lower price, more overbought. As this becomes more and more overbought, start putting in sell stops if you're a confirmation guy. Come on. Trading's not that hard. It's only hard when you build a utopian bullshit communist trading system like this. This is fucking absolute what is it, postmodern thinking here. Postmodern bullshit. I always knew there's something wrong with this. It gives me anxiety to look at this bullshit algorithm. No offense to this guy, of course. I mean, bless his heart, he's doing the best he can. I mean, we're all doing the best we can. I used to think that this was the way to go. Oh, what I'll do is I'll build a red light, green light system. This way, it'll keep me from. It'll be like you have like that. You go to Starbucks and you're like, you got like a filter. You could scan the room. No, she's on heroin, even though she looks good. No, that one's got an abusive boyfriend. She's missing teeth. That one. So maybe you should go to the bowling alley, look for women. Here's kind of a Cardwell setup. If also we could draw trend lines and indicators. He talks about putting moving average indicator. I prefer the trend line all the time. Very hard. More overbought. And a slightly lower price, but we're flatlining. In the bigger picture, we also have a lack of volatility on the big picture. Not only do we have these screaming, what I call trend trades, look at that. That's a trend you want to be on. Here's a nice, beautiful trend, just higher highs, just churning into the hole. Back to the structure again. We see the same thing across every pair here, the same boring structure trades. You could have been in this trade. You could have been in any other Australian. He's going through all the Australian pairs here. But what's the next trade? I'm already out of my scalp. I bought this plunge. Okay? And I got buy limits here all next week. And I got sell limits here all next week. And here I've got light selling, heavy selling. Another reason why this ticket's going to last a month and this is going to last 4 hours, I'm trying to get this to happen. If I put buy limits in here, imagine this is a 1 hour chart, and I put buy limits in here all the way down, these I want to last all day because I know absolutely for sure if we ever make it there by the end of the day, I so want to buy it for the swing trade to here. And this has a stop of here. There's also another ticket that's right next to it with a stop way down here. There's another ticket with a stop that's really tight. So I have a scalp trade, an intermediate trade, and a swing trade. Or a trend. It's really a trend trade if it's a swing trade because this swing trader is probably selling here too. And which trend are we talking about? This big trend or this trend? Now on the 1 hour chart or the 4 hour chart, this is one hell of a trend. And you're like, holy shit. And I also noticed the guy that I don't get through all the comments because when I got to the Discord, I was having such a good time reading this one section and I accidentally hit something and it just scrolled on me and I never found it again. But the guy was talking about that his algo worked better on the lower time frames. Yes, if you want to, if you've built an algorithm with no nonsense, put it on the 4 hour chart. Do yourself a favor and don't take these bullshit late term abortion setups. This is not how you don't get. You see how the no nonsense he gets in. He'll sell here and say, "Oh, it was a good idea." Yeah, you know what? You missed this much of a move, and you could have just been on the 4 hour chart going, "Yeah, you know," and you probably would have got in here on the 4 hour chart. More work, you know. You can't maybe trade as many pairs, but you know, like this is why people are going to lose trading and why it's inconsistent profits. If you don't have get your size to match the frequency of your lifestyle is going to fit into this market. Look at this daily chart of complete bullshit noise nonsense. And this is I think what No Nonsense was complaining about in his other videos. It's so you can see I figured it out finally. You know, I figured out what he's thinking and where he's at because he's thinking, oh, you know, the markets are kind of fucked up. He was complaining back here. But then look at this. Wow. I bet he probably took a chunk out of that somewhere. And that's his thing. He's just going to take a piece out of the markets. And woe is me. We just can't look to make too much money, you know. We're the meek will inherit the earth, I suppose. Poor will sit in heaven, you know. Whatever. I mean, people bring their belief systems into these things. Australia versus the yen. Now that I don't have to babysit my euro dollar, I can abuse people on the weekend.
Quick run here after non-farm.
Oh, Australia, New Zealand. Here's a fucking. This is like the dollar CAD, in my opinion, where you have two countries right next to each other, and it's like, holy fuck. Like Euro Swiss, what's going on there? God damn it! Talk about, favorite phone calls. Pegging a currency, for God's sakes, where are the fucking Democrats on that currency peg shit? What do we got here? Let me try to. This currency is insanity, dude. And look at the fucking spread. Is it 1 pip? I'm supposing. Hope it's not 10. I don't know what they mean by points. It could be 10. It could be if this is. This could be 10. I don't see his spread turned on. He's on the daily chart. Don't forget. But look at all these trades in here now. If you're willing to buy here, these are just complete auction, unfair value, whatever you want to call it, liquidity pools, bank, manipulation areas, hot spots. Dude, you call it what you want. This is low. This is high. This is a range. Yeah, this is a trend trade, but isn't this the trend trade? Look at this. Holy shit. 20% again. Bullshit. This is wave 4. This is it. Boom. I like when people were commenting, how come you're just, why don't you put up your own charts? Because it's much better to look over the shoulder of somebody that has the exact same compression of data and they're going to go chart the chart for me. I don't want to put all this work in. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I want to get in this guy's car and drive around the block. Would you ever go with? I don't know. I just drive by myself, but I don't have passengers typically. And when I do, I drive real careful for them because if they, I try to not scare them. But I think every time I get in a car with somebody else, I'm like, am I gonna die? Do you know how to drive? What the fuck do you do that for? Why are we in this lane? We're gonna go over there later, dude. Get in the lane now. Like, get the trade ready.
Payrolls last night. There is probably.
Okay, here's. Wait, shit. I just missed it. There was a. I was going to try to call out the Andrew Cardwell setup there. Yeah, right here. This is the last of the Mohicans for the trend traders. The last chance to. If he made this a little bit faster, this is like some stochastics RSI bullshit here. This must be the strength. What's he call it? The vigor index or something. But there's a 2-period reversal here, and then there's inside of that there's this, so it's more oversold at a higher price. This thing's screaming, and it's actually, here's your doji entry, low volatility, get in here, and here is the stop hunt of the bulls. You're gonna run when this market goes blue. Just start putting in buy limits. Pick up that, pick up that, pick up that. Get the best price in the range. It's still ranging. It's ranging at an angle. It's called a trend. Right here, if you're running trailing, buy the stop hunt here, right at the and this is like the Alexander Elder entry. You're gonna get in right there. It'll also be the exit if you're a scalper. So the exit is the entrance. Like the scalpers know where the counter trend traders know they got to get out where the trend traders are coming in. Right. So if you bought here. Right, you bought this. Every time you buy this whole and you cash out, you're cashing out into the trend traders sell. They sell at the moving average. You buy at the outskirts of town. They pull it back to standard deviation, back and forth. Right. Here's a Andrew Cardwell sell. Right there. Right. As soon as this goes above zero, get the fuck in. Don't wait for some sell off. Don't wait for the ATR. Fuck the ATR. Fuck that ATR on this because you're trading this. And my ATR is bar by bar. It's not 14. He's got it all hidden in his algorithm. God forbid he gives it away. This looks like I'm going to say a 10-period smooth EMA forward shifted like 5 bars or something, like a cloud kind of thing. There's a great entry you missed. Here's one. Even the, so here is a gravestone. Here's another doji. So look at this beautiful little stop hunt. And structurally speaking, why is it churning so hard? Because it's scooping out all these rooftops, right? It's scooping out all that price. This vacuum matters, man. This matters here. That whole matters. Your view of this, all these indicators that you've put on top of the data. Here's a Cardwell entry, so I think this could be, yeah, this looks like a nice, more overbought here than at a lower price. See this wick? This is what's crushing people's minds. They can't get over it. This wick here blowing up the trend traders that run stops based on the ATR of 1% of their account. When the market finally capitulated, okay, we take out this low, right? We're going into serious unfair auction material, and right here, this is where your order is sitting, right? Here, here, and here. You did not fill this ticket, and you start buying heavily here. Is it any surprise that this screaming up candle, we formed this cleft, and then this whole walk down? This must have tortured anybody that didn't build the holy grail bot that was able to take advantage of that amount of drift on that one currency pair in that 1 year. This is why this kind of optimization is just, it's utter bullshit. I mean, you just are either taking chunks out like they are, and this is what people are doing. People are making money, say, oh, I made, this is a scratch, I made money here. Okay, but there is the trade that doesn't exist in your time frame. This took forever for this setup to happen. This had to walk down. Were you going to wait for this entry? Are you fucking nuts? Not a guy that's on the 4-hour chart. He's got all this fucking all this noise to trade. This is an incredible reversal. And yeah, these aren't going to happen very often, but it's why, don't torture yourself. Go to, this setup exists on the 1-hour chart, on the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, there's this walk down. It takes a week. You get in. This takes a fucking year. What the fuck we got here? This is like 2000. I can't even see the bottom of the chart. 2000. Okay, this is September. No, this is a daily chart. What is this? It's like fucking at least February. Almost a year of data. Really need that? Wow. We'll move on here.
Probably.
Wait. If I say, oh, here's the divergence. So here is, I know the no nonsense people, they don't want to think about it, but he's got it up here. So we got a triple divergence, kind of a hidden divergence, because this divergence happens even lower price. So you had to say, this is the last trend trade to take here, sell. We also kind of a sloppy structure, kind of overshot the structure here, but this floor has become a top. The reason it's sloppy is because the spread's so wide, and the it's Australia, New Zealand, don't forget. It's just not happening in the time frame. And when this is the biggest reversal in golf on this whole thing. We have a hammer. We have a shearing in golf. Comes back to the critical pivot, and it just goes, oh well. We have totally crushed this zone now. There's no more sellers left. And if they are, it's probably some guy with the trend system going, but look it, I've got a confirmation from this. I'm below my baseline. In fact, it's overbought, right? We got in heavy here. It's overbought. It's even a Cardwell reversal, for God's sakes. But where are you at now? Did you take profits? No. We thought it was going to keep going down. Yeah, your exit is the trade. There's no such thing as when the no nonsense has the exit signal. That tells you everything you need to know about no nonsense Forex. That you have an exit signal. If that's true, that's your entrance. Again, it's trading. Ridiculous. Uh-oh, shit.
Gonna either be some...
See, I'm already up on this trade too. Who bought down here? I did. I've said it a million times in every fucking video. You got to sell up here. You got to buy down here. Okay. This is you popping out at you now. Bottom become top. Here's a divergence just before the sell-off. Not quite divergence here. Got sell limits here, stacked up. The higher they go, the bigger they go. Martingale in, bam. The doji bots are feasting on this. Look at the setup here. Now, if you do go to the Australia USD, notice this is a tighter market. Signals are cleaner. Spread is only 3. Just trade the Australia USD. Why you trade now? See how smooth the data is? Look at this nice smooth run. You could trade. You're more flexible on this. Nice clean structures. Not as rambunctious though. Doesn't trigger as many of the indicators because it's a little smoother data. But look at this mess. Anybody getting crushed on that? Are you long or short? 80-20, 80, 20, 80%, 20, then 20 probably. 20, 80%. I'm gonna put this in the 80% nonsense. Noise, 80% ranging, 20% trending. You're a trend trader? Okay. The argument is that it's a big move. But for you to get on the big train, if they keep stopping you out, and if it is a big move, then were you in big on the big move? You can't be if you're a trend trader. You can't survive it. You can't survive the wicks, the NFP. Don't forget, when these guys get in these trades, unless they're saying, let's get out because news is coming. No Nonsense did a video recently where says, what? Hold through the weekend, usually gaps in our favor. Well, then just hold through the news, hold through everything. Pretty tough. But I maybe there are people, killing it there. I just didn't get that far. I saw this and I had to stomp on this one.
Decent FU candles or not.
Now, is he saying FU candles, like fuck you, like I got stopped out candles? I don't know what the nomenclature is for No Nonsense.
Much. So, yeah, don't like
So
that.
I'm long this one. Look at it going up right now. So I'm long this. I'll show you my exit. And you could sell there. We start selling above here. Definitely sell to the floor here. Just like the last 5-minute chart on Euro dollar. My last video we sold here. I didn't actually. I'm still holding. I'm barely in. But it banged right off there a couple times. It's going to bang off that. If this thing can ever get above this, it'll start going after this vacuum and chunking the other way. If it ever gets below here, it's just going to keep tanking and tanking and tanking. So, how long in this trade? And of course, I'm out. That's a 2-day trade. Look at this beautiful doji at the bottom. You can barely see this stuff. Look at the doji trades. Okay, you put on a hedge here. That could be Sunday though. But no, that couldn't be. This is another doji head. Here, scalp to there. I got my buy limit starting here, and I got really big limits here that maybe didn't get filled, but this is a nice low risk, high reward. I'm going to make this many pips, whatever that is, and I'm out. Next, just like this one. Big ticket sitting here. I waited a week for that to come down. Here, Lonely Wick. Great place to buy. You could scalp to here and be done with it. You don't have to ride it through the engulf where it comes up here and traps these guys. It's trapping people, right? Trap to trap. Also, the wick entry limits. Put your limits in on the wick. Look back. Wicks leave clues, okay? This is where you put the fucking orders. Right there. Pick that up. Picked up that because the wick is really, there's got to be a double bottom in there, the tip of that wick on some time frame. You don't have to go and watch the time frames. You don't have to watch your girlfriend through the window, everything she does. She's not cheating on you all the time. So here, wait. Okay, let me go to his presentation. We've only made it it's taking me 48 minutes to do a 1-minute thing, and I actually fast forwarded his video through his news thing. Oh, looking out for the news.
Let's keep going.
Oof. Now here's another missed opportunity for the auction traders is notice this low, notice this low, notice the unfair value, notice the place to buy. Look at that wick there. And once again, placing orders on the wicks. And just waiting for it to come back. Look how they come back again. Oh, the trend traders must have been just so, they're like, oh, God, really? When's this thing going to stop stopping me out? I know we're going up. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Here's a nice little divergence. Look at just a little bit lower. We're going to go a little bit lower. Okay, now we're done going down. Let's go up. In golf, people are like, holy shit. Meanwhile, I'm selling up into here, right? Because I can see this. That almost looks like we're... Now, just wait a second, Sonny. Is that resistance I see? Wait, is that what you're talking about? Like, let me see. Oh, no. Here it is. Let's sell here. Now, how would you sell there? Can't you see it's going up? God damn, my algorithm says it's going up. Look at this fucking screaming move. CAD Swiss. No wonder you're getting your nuts crushed. CAD Swiss. Spread of one. Look at that. Whoosh. We got in here. No nonsense. Algo got me right in here, son. You got to see this trade. Come here. Look at the platform. Got in right there. How you doing now? Well, I don't know. We didn't get out, so we're here. And now I just think it's going to come back down. I'm still holding in here. Did you get out here? Did you stop and reverse? No, no, no. We don't do reversals here. Get the fuck out of here with that reversal shit. God damn it, I told you once. I told you 100 fucking times. We're traders. It's so cute. I love trend trading. Let's go get those trend traders today. Come on, everybody. Saddle up. Get your limit orders out. Oh, look at that plunge. Oh. There's one guy said, I'm licking my chops. I think this is a good place to buy. On the 4-hour chart, okay, so I'm in here lightly. I've got tons of orders. I'm going to put tons of orders here, tons of orders here, tons of orders here. Loading the wagon down here. And I'm slightly long. And you can see that you would have been short from here. You're still up on that trade. You would have cashed out here where the top became a bottom and the buyers came back in. The confirmation people are going to come back in there. Right, they get their breakout. Here's where they get crushed. People are buying this top thinking it's going to be a bottom. No, sorry. You got trapped on this. You should have gone short there. So it's so funny. The market whipsaws people. They get whipsawed because the market's fluctuating. It's not trending. And it's not trending. In other words, it's not going perfectly sideways. It's not going perfectly in a direction. It's a fucking mess. CAD yen. Why would you trade this? You're just looking to get killed? God, there you go. Oof. I think I scalped out of that already. Bought right here. There's a wick bottom right there. You barely see it. I'm underwater on this one. I'm long here waiting for this to become a winner. But I'm not in my whole account on that trade. But yeah, I got buy limits down here. So I would just put a basket in. I could do it. I'm telling you right now, I'm about to do it. Just put weekly orders in and not look at this shit and show you how it works, okay? I go to every currency pair and run a fucking 20K drop with scalps woven in, and I'll prove it to you. I'm not going to go back. Every day I'll drop the same order that lasts a week, and I'll stack up. And I'm going to have to, if I'm on the guppy, I'm going to go 50 pips deep. If I'm on the Swiss franc, I'm going 20 pips deep. But you have to pick all that in advance. So you can't throw in fucking the same trade plan in every currency pair without regard to the structural context. You can't just do that if you're trading big, because you're going to lose a lot of money. Now, if you just want to trade 1Ks and it's a kibitz and you don't mind, like, I'm up $100 this month, I'm down 100, I'm a Forex trader, great. You can wear a Forex, you can make Forex trading great again hat. You can be in the club, the fight club, and yeah, that's great. I mean, I got nothing against it, but honestly, to try to guide people into, and I guess because he is a prop trader, that this is the kind of the Bowery boys, you know. Not exactly getting stuff done, comical at that, you know. It's just it's really like the Democrats are trading. But you know, the numbers on this stuff and the people that are willing to give you 100 grand to trade and all that stuff. Yeah, okay, you just made 5 grand a month. Great. That's fine. That's easy to do. But if you're going to quit your day job, there's people that may hate their day job. There's people that may hate trading Forex. Or they want to go trade the stock market, or they want to get a new car. I mean, there's always something you're going to want, right? And whatever you've learned so far, it is ATR 14. Look at that. He's got ATR 14 on the right. I just noticed. Oh my God, he's got the actual fucking numbers over there. That's cute. Okay, so that should give you a guide there, but mine would be like ATR of 1. And if you look on the right side of the chart there, whatever that indicator he's got running, um, that would be all I care about. Okay, which trades are we going to do? More dynamic, right? But I'm just saying that I've looked at this stuff, and for me, it's kind of like, I guess what I'm saying is that, sure, you can casually trade this algorithm here and go this and that, and you can do that, but it's just, I guess I'm just astounded, but I shouldn't be, right? People listen to Taylor Swift, for God's sakes. Okay, it's okay, but she's a complete airhead. There's nothing sophisticated. It's not jazz. Okay, maybe I'm a snob. It's not. Taylor Swift is not Thelonious Monk, right? I mean, she's prettier. But it's Taylor Swift. Or it's like that's no nonsense. He's appealing to the masses. No professional, as Mark Douglas would say, no professional trader thinks about the stuff that these people think about because they couldn't. They couldn't do it. Wouldn't have the time. It's great, right? But maybe they do actually. I mean, there are professional traders that are spending money and thinking that just like they're renting a hooker, they think is better than their wife or something, whatever, right? I mean, look at Biden. Who goes over to Russia? My son here has a heartbeat. He's alive. He's off heroin. You think you could hook him up for a few $1,000? I mean, I got to get some grandkids. Come on. Oh, man. People. I don't know what the hell I meant. Where does it all mean? What does it all mean? Where will it all end? That's the weekend. Let's get drunk and just torture people. Let's be critical. You're so critical. I know. What else is there? What else is there, man? Well, I mean, you gotta improve yourself, right? When you go to the dojo, the doji, when you go to the doji and they beat the shit out of you, you go home. It's an education. Come on. What'd you learn today? Got a broken thumb.
So looking for some decent.
God, is he from Russia? I'm looking for some. Oh, look at this. Now, look at EuroCAD. You want to talk about some brutal currencies to trade? Look at this bitch at 11-point spread. No wonder. Why is this on your map? I do like this entry down here, though. I'm going to call divergence, and I'm going to call buying low. It's a winner. I just made money on that. That's my algorithm. Okay, I see the bottom. I think this could be a top. I sell. Okay. Yeah, I know that it took 2 months for this to signal the form. Come on, people. Stop it with this red light, green light shit down here. Kill us. Come on. Nobody can tolerate this. Nobody, they love it. Yes, more MT4 porn, please. Coming right up.
Here.
You want to take a girl in the back room? Does she have an MT4 platform?
Nothing that's sort of hanging around it.
He's got the stripper music playing in the background.
Zone. We will see.
Wow, look at this beast. Who's trading Euro Swiss? Another brutal currency. Come on. This is like dollar CAD. This is the most brutal pair in the world. These guys are living right next door to each other. It's true exchange rates. Think of this run. I'm going to say 10% trend, 80% consolidation. This is all consolidated. It's going to make a run. But look at this thing, man. Another retest. Oh, this is my trade right here. Buy that new low, sell it. Many tickets in there, though. Many tickets. Now, this one would have been so... here's another thing. I have a trading method for this. Big down bar buy with a wide stop. Big down bar buy with a wide stop. Do not buy anymore. These are my market orders I'm going to call out now. Meanwhile, I'm getting in limits here. And then when it comes up, I do not buy. Now, I could put on my hedges during doji, so I have 3 trade methods. I have the hedge trade. Comes in here. Volatility dries up. We put on hedges. We switch to what needs to be done. Right? When we see this insanity, We've got limits that are getting filled on the sell side, and we gauge our limits have to be in proportion to the this range. So if we see the thing go down 50, we start to buy 30 to 50 to 60s deep, and we catch a few tags going the other way. Same thing on the sell side. And we will find ourselves in winning hedges, but you cannot do this in the United fucking States because they outlawed it. So you have to open, well, you could do it in the United States. You would just have to get two fucking accounts. You have to have a long account and a short account. It's fucking retarded. Maybe it's a scam to get you to open another account. Then you have the bottom become a top structure, but not forever. It's going back up, like he said. Oof, and then it reversed. Right, it reverses. You're missing that trade with all this curve fitting bullshit. Okay? You're curve fitting. It's curve fit madness. Can anybody see? Look at the software. It's so shit. I got to keep fucking going. To clear off the shit, I got to keep going back to the draw thing. There should be a clear fucking shit here without the draw. Okay. I'm not writing a fucking book that I need to save that shit. That's everything I've been bitching about. Anybody can see this piece of shit recorder I'm using. Yeah, paid for it. So you can see professional. Here's a bottom. Bottom becomes a top. I've seen this before. Bottom becomes a top. Well, I didn't think I was even going to be awake. I haven't even had my coffee and I'm already pissed off. Structurally speaking, now trend channels are way better than this fucking mushy-washy moving average he has because the trend channel is hard. Okay? It's like this. It's nice and hard. And you're going to break out, pull back to the channel. I can't draw. He's inside empty for us, so I have to use my... Anyways, all right, let's see. Let's plug ahead. We're only two. We still got another 4 minutes. I don't know what he's going to wrap up. I hope he doesn't sue me, but doesn't look like he's a professional. I don't know. I mean, they've got. I haven't done a video about people in a while because suppose there's some law you can't make fun of people, but I see the spread's not too bad here because they're that's not bad. Euro to the pound, I can trade euro to the pound, same kind of thing. They're right next to each other. Euro to the pound, euro to the Swiss. Wow, look at this. Now, euro to the pound. Here, once again, this is the most brutal pair for a trend trader, and supposedly the no nonsense guy. But I see the Cardwell signals popping up here, although they look very distorted and not friendly. This market goes from ranging, super dynamic market, just brutal. More were sold, higher price. Structurally, the top becomes a bottom here. Big setup for a big gush, and this is cutting into uncharted water. It has to. Here's the vacuum fill. Here's the breakout confirmation. Traders breaks up, pulls back. They kind of got to get on the train here. Of course, all the range traders are cleaning up here. And what the fuck is that? Well, after you backfill here, you come back, stop these guys, and there's not even any signals here because this market is beating the shit out of this indicator rack. I mean, look at this. It's like, what the fuck? You can't get on this train unless you're an auction trader. You can't, if you don't see this hole getting filled and look at this brutality and look at the market order bot that I have in my head, that if I see a big down move like that, I'm buying this and I'm buying that. And I'm, is that one down? No, that's a reversal. It actually gapped up and down and reversed up, it looks like. I'm buying this big candle down. I'm buying this big candle down. I'm selling this big candle up. So see my exit indicators, my entrance indicator. If it's big up, I sell. If it's big down, I buy. I gotta trade for that. Big up, sell. Big down, buy. Dojis, put on the hedges. If this has a big stop, it's slightly up. If this one has a big stop, it comes. I have to cash out at the floor here anyways with this one. So I can do 3 trades. I could market and limit. I prefer market and limit because I want to get in on this hole, and I want to sell above here. So if I want to sell above here, I'm going to lose, right? Until maybe here. If I sell above here, I have to know that that trade's over when we come back to here. As we creep into this window, but if I look back, I have to be aware of the size of that vacuum. And I don't have just one ticket in either. So I could sell here, counter trend trade. Here I made money. I made money because it's up. I'm also come back in and buy. The volatility's dried up. Not according to this thing, and 1% of this. So what's No Nonsense is doing is he's using the ATR as a filter to keep him away from stuff like this. Now, if you go into the pound Swiss, look at the ATR here. It's insane. Biggest ATR here, you need a wide stop, and here you need a tight stop. He's also misusing this. He's saying, "Oh, 1% of the ATR we have to wait for 1%." What? Why? Run your trade, your stop. This is telling you how wide a stop you got to run. Stops. You wouldn't put one stop in, would you? Sure enough, I built this algorithm. Think I'm just going to go and just trade a bunch of... Yeah, because if you trade a bunch of tickets, what's that say about you? You don't know what the fuck you're doing. No. Is there one store? I got a stretch of road here. I live on this super highway, and I'm not kidding you. 5 McDonald's in 10 miles. 5 McDonald's off the expressway in a 10-mile stretch. What's going on there? Why don't they just have one? I don't get it. 'Cause the minutia. There's guys that want this. There's guys that want that. It's not an all or nothing thing. Ugh. Wow, that looks like a nice buy. All I see is buy limits when I look at that. Let's put some buy limits in here. Enough already. Some sell limits up here. Hey, let's look at the end of the day and let's see if we put a little... If I put in my rack of a 25 pip zone, it would look like one ticket on this chart because he's got data that goes back to fucking here. We don't need to know about this shit back here. The fuck? This bottom becomes a top here. That story's over. It's established. Dude, the transcript's out. Deal with it. Okay? There's buy limits down here, right? But you gotta fucking deal with it. You missed the sell up here. That was resistance. You missed the sell here before that went down. But the funny thing about the markets are you get to do the same trade. You can got like 3 makeup sexes here with your ex-wife. You thought you missed the sell? Guess what? It's here again. Oh, but my algo says the ATR's up and I got divergence here. Yeah, range trading works. 80%. Here's another 80-20 rule. What's this look like? 80% bullshit, 20% moving, 20%, 80%. Let's be trend traders. Yeah, that's a good idea. Didn't they have like Monty Python? Didn't they make fun of full retard mode like that? Nice tight spread here though. Look at that. This is a pair to trade. Euro yen, love it because it's just so insane. Europe against the yen. It's a time zone thing. Dollar to the yen, euro to the yen, euro to the dollar. Because it's really the contrast of time zones in Forex that makes the market scream in and out of sessions. Euro to the pound in the same time zone. You don't get that kind of London Open, you know. I mean, when they hand the ball off from this currency to that one, the way the time frames overlap, that's what Forex is about. Isn't it? Look at this. Now, this is brutal. Don't even think about trading this unless you're like out of your fucking mind. If you're going to scalp this, you're full-blown permatard. Spread it 1.5 pips. Could be 14. I don't know what broker this is. This could totally be 14 pips. But this thing can move. And let me tell you, look at that thing. Look at the wicks on this thing. Mind blower wicks. Look at these wicks on the top. Sell the wick, man. Have limits in the wick. Beautiful strategy. I got limits in my wick here, but no fill. That's right. But you got filled here. You bought that. Then here comes the... And even the hedge scalpers made money. Like we see two dojis. You get in here. Non-directional people make money here and there. First they make it on the way down. They get taken into a short by default from the market. The market's trading it for you in a hedge. In a breakout system, the market's proving you right. Look at this. Look at this abandoned baby candle down here. This is the hammer, abandoned hammer. That must be Sunday. Look at that thing. Wow. And where is the deep discount once again? Way back here. He's not going to get in here. His system says we're in a downtrend. Do not go long. Oof. You just got to love these markets beating the shit out of these people. Sell above here. Wow. Ba-bam. Ba-bam. Buy below that. Buy low, sell high. In increments. In increments. No. Fight Club. So cute. Or in the Saturday Night Fight Club. Can't see the header here, but trust and believe. All right, go back to him. I'm getting hungry now. Got to go out and get some omelets. Wow, look at this thing churn. Oh, this is that infamous manipulated. Now I see why. As I look through the lens of no nonsense, I see his problem with the euro versus the dollar. It's just kind of like choppy. There's no dramatic moves. I get it now. See, it never occurred to me. See, you learn something every day. This is why you can't handle this currency, because it is like boring. Look how boring it is. Good Lord, man. I mean, if you're in big, it ain't boring at all. And it is kind of nice, well behaved, and it is not giving him any. Look at I get it. See my aha moment. Look at this. Look at this beating the shit out of his. It's red light, green light. Well, which is it? Red light, green light. Look at this thing's all. His ADX is all like, well, it can't fucking. Does not compute. Like the range traders are just like, well, buy that. Okay, buy this new low, sell into this. Yeah, I guess it's not a good trending market. Unless you consider this the trend. I get it. But see, I'm on the 4 hour. You know what? I pick a time frame. For me, if I was on the daily, which I'm not, I'm on the 4 hour euro dollar. And I'm trading heavy. So whatever I lose in not trading the ultra dramatic whack-a-fucking-doodle currency pairs with bad spreads. So this is either 2 pips or whatever, or a quarter of a tightest spread on the planet. That's why the market does not do anything crazy. Of course, he's not on the weeklies now, and also his algorithm is fixed here. This is not an adaptive moving average or anything, because you see it's at the same pace. So this is why he's getting just tortured. His algo does not. Also, this is supposedly the no nonsense filter set or hit the settings. Then, yeah, he's gonna get killed. He's gonna get killed trading this thing with this algorithm. Yeah, I can see it. Not good. I think he's better with the dramatic ones. But I see divergence here. See this big long-legged divergence here? I still see the signals. Here is the Andrew Cardwell cell. Moreover, bought, lower price. Once again, more overbought, lower price. Sell. We're going to take the lowest close, project that same amount. Here's our target. Yeah, it just doesn't look as sexy. Granted, it's not. It doesn't look good when you use a no nonsense on the euro dollar. You're like, yeah, see, that's why he's all like, oh, my thing really worked. Yeah, because you're looking at really expensive things to trade. You know. See here, pound Australia. See, more signals. But see, this is, you really look at the spread. Come on, man. The spread is 5 times higher. Come on, 4 times higher. Here's a, it's not really a Cardwell sell, but this is overbought. And of course, this totally defies his baseline also. Here's the problem with the curve fitting is that if he built this is why people do build robots just for the euro dollar, and they do very well because a lot of participants in there, where this is an illiquid market. See, now this bottom does become a top, but when does it become a top? Not at the end of the day when no nonsense gets in. It gets in a wick, so you had to have a pending limit here to capture that entry. And even at that, this wick is the bid, so if you sold, you got filled here, but you're not up on that trade until it starts to back off. And you're getting this drama because the spread is wide, right? This is bid only. And if you're looking at buying here and buying here, and accumulating through this whole phase so that you can cash out into this floor here, that's the trade for me. And this trade means you got to run 100 pip stops, 300 pip stops. This is a swing trader's dream, this currency pair. My market orders come in. My limits start here. I buy at the market. I buy at the market. I don't buy anymore. We go sideways and put the hedge on. But in here, you can't put a buy stop and a sell stop unless you want to risk. You can, but see where they're going to crush you to death is possibly in here. Right, you keep getting fake breakdown on your hedges. You really have to say, when you see a doji, pick a direction. Long or short, put limits in. It doesn't matter what you buy or sell either. You could sell that doji. You could sell that doji. You could sell limits up that never fill. You're right on the doji. You got a low risk, not a low risk entry. You have a tight stop entry. Because depending how you size it, and when I say risk, I'm never talking about pips. I'm talking about money because, just to say hello here, it's 15 pips, and you got to make up the 15 or the 15. This could be 1.5 pips, or this could be 15. I don't know what broker this is. I don't see it. What is this? I don't see the broker's name. I had no idea what. If it's Oanda, it's probably 15 pips. I mean, they just take you to the smashing desk there. Also here you see this long streak of in this mode here. This is what no nonsense is looking at. That kind of shit. And he's probably going to sell here and go, yeah, I made some money. Okay. But it's tough. It is tough business here. I don't see anybody bragging on the. I'll have to look deeper maybe. Here's almost a Cardwell setup where you come below the line here. You're slightly higher, but it's so choppy, This isn't an uptrend. This is the downtrend, but the turning point the turnbuckle is here. Once you take this out, buyers come in, they scalp to that thing, and then here's the accumulation under this double floor. Sellers come in here again for another wonderful structure trade, right? And the people that sell new highs, beautiful, right? People that sell the wick, they sell, then they get paid, right? Then they have buy limits here, then they get paid. But this pay is not as big as this pay because the market is going to do crazy shit. The people that sell up here, they finally get paid. And if they held through that, they're like, fuck, we should have held it to here, bought that, and rode that to that. Yeah. Then you're fucking... You didn't even get filled here, though. So how do you do that? Well, you got to buy here. You're going to have to buy here on something. You know what? You didn't lose any money. But that was a nice also ricochet back to this. And what's it now? I'm buying down here. I just bought at the end of the day a little bit, and I'll buy all the way down here next week. And I'll be cashing out on the dead cats and the fat cat bounces. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I do it. It's worked. It does work. Okay? You just have to work it. It's like AA. It works if you work it. How come he's not commenting? Oh, there we go. See, that's how I feel about it. Maybe I should do a weekly update where I just hem and haw. Maybe I should.
No, keep looking.
No, keep looking. No, her ass is too fat. I mean, her breasts aren't even that big. Okay. Oh, look at this. Looks like this ready to plunge. He should be on the short train here. Isn't that one of his signals is down? We got the baseline. Here I would step back and take a little careful. I would certainly start buying here. My first notch entry. Then I'm going to buy heavy here. Then I'm going to buy heaviest here. And I'm giving this plenty of time to come down. Actually, this is a nice pace of trading. This is not hyper scalping with your hand with a meth pipe and a 1 minute chart. This is like, you know what? I could just see putting in a bank. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, I put my phone number on the the girl's bathroom wall. Let's see what happens. I'll just put a selfie there. Yeah. I just left a USB drive with dick pics in it. Look at this. Look at the pound New Zealand. Now this has got to be the most vicious motherfucker at 35 pips or 3.5, whatever have you. Look at the punishment. Gee, I can't believe the ATR is so high. Of what? You think? Oh, dude. I mean, this is brutal. Look at this shit. Any no-nonsense people get trapped and taking a confirmation here? Wow, but once again, once we dip below here, buyers come in. Here's a little mini vac fill. Sideways triangle forms. They're going to crush this place. So if you're a big bank, you're going to buy, when I say that, I mean you put it with deep pockets, you're going to buy all the way down. And then when it comes to here, this is why this is a pivot, because the people that bought here, they're like, you know what, this probably should get out here. Look at the final engulf. You accumulate this whole thing and dump it into here. Good trading. Good range market. Brutal spread. Trend traders get obliterated on this. Obliterated. So expensive. I mean, Jesus Christ, people. Look at this thing, $1.90. Get your wallet out, man. New Zealand? The pound's brutal. New Zealand's illiquid as hell. Why not pound to the ruble? Why stop here? I want to see 28 pairs he's going to go through. Mind-blowing. Totally. Mind-blowing. Who does this trade? Okay. Nice tight spread here. See? No insanity. No wicks. No giant wicks. Tight market. Tight full. I think the scalp's over. This looks just like the euro to me on the 5-minute chart, but this is the daily. Same kind of story. You got this resistance here currently. A lot of dojis forming. People would the winning hedge traders have their hedges on now. People that trade hedge strategies, maybe not winning ones, depending on where they put their stop or their take profit. A little bit of a Cardwell setup here. More oversold, higher price. Definitely looks like we're destined to start cleaning house to the upside. And if this is the floor, which looks like it is, we've rejected it. We popped above it. Now we're back to here. Buying here on limits was a great scalp also, in addition to the fact that you're dead in the water and just the streaming 8-hour wick entries. So yeah, if you have a monthly order here, right, you're not going to put a 1 hour expiration here, but you're going to put a 1 hour expiration if you're trying to, like I said, the market's going like this, right? And you're like, okay, let's drop some 15-minute tickets here, some 30s here, 1 hour here, because I don't want to put an 8-hour ticket here because I'm trying to capture this move, so I want it to fill appropriately. And the 15-minute ticket down here, unless the news is out, I'm not going to put a 15-minute order down here. Let me see if I can explain this. So here's the current price. Market opens, and this is 300 pips deep. I'm not going to put a 15-minute ticket out here unless they shot the president, okay? Because, like, and even if that, they might just go screaming through that. And where's the stop on that ticket? So if I pepper the market with limits here on also the swing traders probably have a wider stop and a longer lasting ticket, so it's a more of a less a temporary, because I'm creating my own auction. In essence, I'm creating my own auction. When you go on eBay, you say, when do you want your auction to end? So I'm offering up my entry because it's so premium. I mean, come on. And I'm saying I will buy here for the next 8 hours, but I don't want to buy here for the next week, because what happens if this is not a good price into the future, because now we're up here, or now we're no, the exposure goes up, the risk goes up the longer the tickets last. So it's a balance of trying to get it. So okay, also if this was the 1 hour chart again, and I've got the 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour limits down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12. I may not want the, if it's dropping so fast, I don't want to put the 12-hour order in here, because I'm going to overfill. And what if it doesn't make it down there in time? Then I don't want in, because it means that the reaction, the retracement won't be that good. So this melting down is when it pays off, because if this melts down, if that's a 1 hour chart, and you would overfill, it's getting there. It's the rate at which it gets there. So if it's a fast flash, like this big flash, this flash wick here. Okay, so here is a big down day. I bought at the market because it's down at the market big. And then I put in the limits here. Now this is all depending on the current terrain we're in. And I put in an array of orders here. If the market, by the end of the day, can reverse, or if it can get down, okay, if the market can get down to the bottom of that wick in 1 hour, it's an unsustainable move. It's more likely to reverse. I want in on that. Also, if I have imagine the exact same price, hopefully slightly different, but I also have a 2 hour order in there. Then I'm saying I will take this meltdown order. There's more exposure if I take this slow meltdown into that order. And I'm just getting in an array, so I can get in from 1K to 200 to 400K. The market is taking me in there in a granular, high-res scheme of fill, because I don't want the orders to linger too long. Also, if you're going to do the buy stops, which I would do if I was going to trade the news and the market's screaming down, I'm going to put buy stops that only last 15 minutes, because I don't want it to last 2 hours, because when the market comes screaming back, it's a trap. So the hedges have to have an expiration. If I put sell stops in here and buy stops in here, I want them to last 2 hours, maybe all day, all week. If they last all week, I'm saying I definitely want to get in if we ever leave that range. I'm giving the market a week to get the fuck out of that range. So I'm setting up the criteria. That's part of the confirmation built into the ticket. It's just a nice objective way to quantify your entry criteria in advance. You're saying it's a contingency order. That's what they call it. And when I first heard that, Alexander Elder says it in the book. He says, this is a contingency order I'm placing. It's contingent on the market has to go up 1 point, and it's good till canceled. You have to call up and pull it out. Now, what you can do on MT4 is right mouse click the screen, and it'll put in a pending. That is, you can pick the expiration time, the stop, and the limit, but it's a naked entry that has good till cancel. It's just sitting there waiting to get filled. Now, that's pretty scary exposure if you have no stop on that ticket, because what if they slam it down? I once looped a script before I figured out how to clean up the code. There was a ticket I wrote that was either a 1K or it was a bank of 10K. I can't remember, but it was in a very tight area, and it kept looping. No, what it was a big, it was like a 10K, okay? Okay. And I had a bad stop listed in the stack of tickets, and so what happened was the broker said, "Oh, you can't run that. That's bad." And so when the script was when it didn't execute the whole script, the script apparently realized that, and it started to say, let's do that again. And the broker kept rejecting the completion of it, so it kept trying to play the script, but it got cut off and reset, and it kept looping. And so I had this giant order of 400K sitting in the Australian dollar, which I did want to buy down there, but I wouldn't want to buy that much. And I couldn't tell because when I looked at the screen, all the orders were stacked up, and I didn't notice. And I didn't have, my power went out, so I was at a friend's house, and I didn't really have the arrows showing up to show me that it was doing that. Or I would have noticed maybe I would have noticed on the 5-minute chart these arrows stacking up. And I would have said, oh, Jesus, turn this fucker off. But I left it on at home, and it wasn't even a robot. It was just a script looping. And so when I got to my friend's house, I fell asleep in this lazy boy chair, and I wake up and I'm watching the equity go up and down really harsh, and I realized, oh, something's wrong. And then I rode the trade out and made money. I thought, well, I might as well just go with it. There's only $700 in the account, and the account is going up 160 and down 180, and it's just waited till it's like 4 in the morning, so I waited till U.S. markets open up, and it started to go up, and I made like $800 on it, and I only wanted to make $80 or maybe even $8, but I just thought, well, I'm just going to let that go. And that's, in that situation there, I think those might have been 4-hour orders I think I had written, and the market got there in at least 4 hours, 4 hours or less. So you're trying to front run the market with a scenario, really. And the scenario is that the 1 hour expirations, which take more work, because if you want that price every time the market fluctuates, it's maybe easier to explain if you watch it. Those trades happen. I have a robot that will just keep launching the tickets, so you can watch it just keep throwing out buy limits, and then they expire. So if you can imagine the market's dropping and then just keep disappearing, so you're catching a falling knife, but some of the hands are disappearing, so you're not losing fingers. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's the idea there, because you don't want to be involved in, you don't want all your tickets in at the same expiration time, because you're overcommitted and you're not playing the momentum game. It's the rate of change into your ticket that's going to make that a viable scenario. I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe it's harder to explain than I thought. But it's kind of like you're daring the market to hurry up and get there. In other words, if it's a flash crash, the 30-minute tickets will fill and the daily tickets will fill, because it is going that deep. It's going 50 pips deep. If you buy if you have a iceberg, right, order that's melting, so to speak. In other words, nobody's going to want that price. And if the market moves away from there, you're going to get rid of those tickets anyways, because now it's taking up space on your platform, and your broker has a limit. Most brokers have a limit how many tickets you can have pending. You want those cleared off your table. Also, in the thing where you're doing buy stops and sell stops, if you're really close to the market, or if you're in a fast-moving market, you want your tickets to be fast expiration, because that's a bullshit price later on. If the market's going slow, you want your buy stops and sell stops to have a long expiration, and your shallow limits, your tight market orders may have a long expiration too, because it's going to take another 4 hours before London opens, and they might dip it down in a window and tag it up. But I'm building, when I say you, I mean me, I'm building scenarios that are unique little areas and nets and catches in this thing, right? I'm not doing a one ticket. I'm never in a standard lot on one ticket. It doesn't make sense. McDonald's has 5 in 1 mile. Why? You can't drive 2 more fucking miles. No, convenience. The scalpers, right? McDonald's is scalping you as you drive down this road. Obviously. Sure, they have a big facility. One big giant drive-through with 10 bays. Can you imagine that? Instead of a rest area, you get off, and they have just 10 drive-through windows, all outsourced, of course, to people that don't speak English. What order you want? Can I get the fried lice, please? Oh, we don't have today. Sorry. Boy, it's like crickets with this guy.
All right, so
Man, don't get too excited about the chart. I guess I'm over talking. I'm talking over him. He's letting me. Of course, I put him on pause. He's still only 3 minutes, 15 seconds in. How come I'm an hour and 36 minutes? Something's wrong with the time frame here.
this one is
Yeah, well, now that's supposed to be a sell. Every trend trader knows that's a sell right there. This is where it's really difficult, and I understand. You missed your entry. There was divergence on here. He should be long this thing. We don't trade reversals, and we don't trade. This is a quadruple divergence. Are you kidding me? New Zealand CAD. Anything that says New Zealand in it, look out. Spread's only 12. Divergence. Of course, I'm buying new lows here, and I buy at the market. If they don't fill my limits, I buy at the market. Here's my other rule. The limit rule. If you've got too many limits in, don't buy at the market. But if you feel like you're not in enough, you're like, God, I really like this, man. I'm going to get reversal here, and then divergence, and then pop, and then I'm out. And you sell right here, you're out, right? Or you sell here. He should be short here on something for a drift back to here, but this is kind of spooky because it looks like we're going to start going up. And there is a sell here, I think, for the scalpers, and they've already scalped it, I think, off that wick. And, of course, I got the buy limit sitting right here now, right? Hopefully you can see my trade by now. It shouldn't be a secret that I got buy limits here, and I got sell limits above here, right? Come on. Come on, really? People say, I watch your videos. Can you explain your strategy again?
not too bad. Probably I was looking at this yesterday, and I didn't take it because the non-farm payrolls, can have a flow-on effect across.
That was also reading about the non-farm payrolls and these poor guys in the Discord. Oh, I was kind of spooked by the news was coming out. I thought you guys were technical traders.
All different symbols, not necessarily just USD pairs, so I decided not to trade it. But it's not too bad now if we look at it.
Now that it's risky as hell, huh? This is where the limits really come in. Do yourself a favor. Put a buy limit deep. Good till canceled. Put a 20 pip stop on it, just for an experiment. Put a sell limit above you, 10 pips. Good till canceled. Don't need a script. Put a stop on it. Put an expiration on it. put a take profit on it. It's a lot of work, as opposed to double click, but because in one double click, I could place 10K above, 10K below in an array, a unique array. But just don't torture yourself, people. Don't trade at the market. So stop trading at the market. Okay, stop going to the bar and looking for your next wife. Just put an ad in. Put a pending order in. Go to Craigslist. Can you still go to Craigslist to find your next grandchild?
I still have got everything that I sort of want here, and price did flip around a bit yesterday on that.
It's a sell, but I wouldn't take it. And I wouldn't take it because I'm so afraid of this vacuum above. I might sell that for the scalp, but I think I would look at that as a missed buy, and I'd say, you know what? I'm going to put buy limits and wait for the pullback. And this is not a strict algorithmic trader. And here's where it's a heartbreaker. He probably back tested this. Can you imagine the hours of brutality back testing this nonsense? Total nonsense algorithms.
A candle, but we pulled back to almost back to where we were in terms of price.
Oh, wow, we get to see the chart. Okay, now here's where you can really see the trades. I can see all my trades in here, all my schemes, all my methods, all mine and all everybody else's that does trade that style. I see a small body, I put on a hedge. For me, it'd probably be non-directional because I just like to. I don't really good at selling. So if it becomes a sell, that's fine. Here, non-directional hedges here. Here's a non-directional hedge. That's a good sell. That would have made money. Put the hedge on again. No hedge here. Just sell at the market. Put on a hedge. Buy at the market. Put on a hedge. Put on a hedge. Buy at the market. Buy at the market. Sell. Don't get that one to take profit. Put on a hedge. I'm just talking about really crude systems. I wouldn't take these all. I would definitely also have the view that I know I have to dedicate, this is the daily chart, so I know I got orders all week long here to buy on limits. So I could put this, when the market's here, I can see this, so I can put the orders in advance of this crush down. I can also put on hedges here, or I can sell into my limits. I'm going to buy here on limits. I know that already because I knew that I did that here and it made money, right? And it made money on this wick for the scalp, and I come in with the hedge. New Zealand CAD is not something I'd be trading, but if I had to, I'm building a hedge in here. A little bit of money there, another hedge, then I buy at the market, then I buy at the market, then there's no trades for hedges. Then I sell, then I get out, no hedges again, down, again I buy. No hedges because there's no doji. I have buy limits pending here, just like I had here. I cashed out those into the structure. The structures are pending orders, by the way. The little mini vac fills, sell limits. Bought at the market down, cashing out. So it's a balance. I'm not 100% long, 100% short. I'm not a binary trader. I'm not a all or nothing trader. Used to be. I think everybody starts off as an all or nothing person. Like, she's either got to have this and that. I ran my algorithm. Don't forget I used Fibonacci extension on her ass. Yeah, I had to because, I didn't realize the retracement was brutal. I think I just smashed my, I just lost my mouse, sorry. I just crashed my mouse here. Please hold. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's so loud. Oh, everybody just lost their hearing. Yeah, I dropped my mouse. I'm sitting on a ball, so it's not easy here. Some kind of scholar I am. Anyways, because then it froze the mouse and I couldn't get out of the. It was like mousetrap, and I couldn't even hit the pause button to rescue you from that sound. But we're back to the floor here. Everybody's out, right? Anybody that bought this reversal is out, and if I was to strictly sell at the market without context to where we're at, some of these trades I'm calling out, I'm just saying how blatant that buying at the market here is different because you're at support. Selling at the market here is harebrained unless you're getting out of that win. And selling here is kind of harebrained, but selling above here on limits. Selling the market here is kind of harebrained, but selling on here's limits is what you need to do because you can scalp at least that and make a couple of money there. You know, I mean, McDonald's sells. Not everybody that goes in there just buys the smallest thing in the menu. And the menu is in the. I went there the other day, walked in, and they got a digital menu, and I said, you know, I get pissed off so easy now that when I walked in, I said, what's the price of a Big Mac? What is even on a Big Mac? You know. Because I hear you're supposed to eat meat because then you could be a caveman, live forever. But I was like, what the fuck is on the... And the prices are scrolling. Like they're literally small, medium, and large is refreshing on a digital screen inside of McDonald's. It's fucking high res. It looks like a real menu. What a great monitor to be a trade on that. I'm gonna break in and steal that monitor tonight at that McDonald's. Put the MT4 platform on it. It's fucking jumbotrons are getting so cheap. Where were we here? So, what are we doing here? So we're dipping in this vacuum window, and this is the other looming vacuum here. But we still could come back and retest here. So I definitely have bigger orders in that last longer here. Here's the 4-hour orders, the 2-hour maybe. You know, don't trade New Zealand CAD, never will. But I can see why No Nonsense likes it. Look at these dramatic moves. He's hoping he can catch one of those without shooting his toe off. That ICT must crack up when he thinks about the trend traders out there. I must say I'm a little closer to the ICT style than this wackadoodle dashboard stuff. And now that he's zoomed in, you notice how you lose that nice on and off switch to this. And why this is green and red, God, I don't even know. It should be black and white. This should be black and white. In my opinion, this chromatic shift I have in my glasses makes it difficult to even look at these charts. But we continue. At least he's not getting... I almost thought he was going to go for the fib tool. So he's going to measure that. Let's see. Well, I better check the ATRs on that, buddy. I think the one candle roll just took me out of that. I'm not going to be able to do the trade. Sorry, thanks for coming.
7-8 pips. It's moved from where that
7 or 8 pips. God, just get the fuck in. Jesus.
entry
Look at the ATRs at 75. Step back, Jack.
probably would have been yesterday.
Yep, she's too fat.
Let's do it.
And she's just going to get fatter. I've been taking her to a pasta place lately. I love her, but she's got a great personality. I have to be on top.
1% buy. We'll see how that looks.
You see that it looks more bearish. Actually, most more bullish. Is he getting in? Did he just sell? He didn't, did he? He just put on a trade? Holy shit. Are you kidding me? No.
And so we'll keep
Wow, they can't wait to stomp him out. He just sold that. Wow. Did you see us? Check that out. Wow, get a look at that. Honey, come here, honey. Get a look at this. He's trading. Look at. Get your fat ass over here, babe. Check this trade out. Not the best ratio. Probably. Look at he sold that. I swear to God. His stop is right where my sell limit is going to be. Let's see how that works out. New Zealand CAD. Take note. He's got a nice short. Like I said, bless his heart. A disciple of no nonsense goes unrogue.
And
Keep this guy down on the plantation. He's good for the force. Hey, listen, as long as he gets my wife pasta so her blood sugar doesn't spike and she starts beating me again.
so we'll keep.
I like his commentary. Can I get that on loop?
Having a look here.
Let's have a look at here. Hey, take a look there. Hey, could you? I think you dropped something there. Don't drop the soap. Boy, he doesn't have much to say. Boy, these markets are in a downtrend. What's going on in the world? New Zealand dollar. Fucking A, man. Nobody wants it. New Zealand can't get no respect. Yeah, wait till the price of milk goes up. When sheep, they get new lingerie for sheep over there. That's going to come unwrapped. Ooh, see, you missed a great buy there. It looks just like the other trade he was going to do. He should be selling this one too, then. He's going to get clobbered on that trade. It's just so beautiful. If he's in big now, you got to be in big because you didn't spend all this time building this algorithm unless you're going to get in big. Ooh, look at this nice divergence. Kind of just hits you over the face. Who wouldn't sell that shit? Come on, back into here. Do I really have to go through these charts? Who's doing this stuff? Come on. Oh, he's doing this just so I can see it. He's like Robin Nachi. He's trolling my brain. He's making me watch this. No nonsense. He has subliminal messages in his videos.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing because it's the New Zealand dollar, man. It's the same thing, of course.
But
28 pairs. That's what no nonsense prescribed. 8 glasses of water, even though I've got kidney poison, even though I've water poisoned myself. 8 glasses of water a day.
one is enough, I think.
Sure, my prostate's swollen, but...
But let's have a look over here.
Wow, look at this U.S. CAD. Now, this is why the trend traders trying to trade U.S. CAD on the daily. Are you kidding me? Why are you having a problem? I can't understand why. Look at this fucking thing. Oh, God, man. You poor guys. This is why people say they don't like the dollar CAD. Yeah, I can see why. Holy shit. Oh, man. You gotta love this stuff. You got 40 seconds left.
USD pairs.
Oh, fuck. Swiss. Dollar yen. Now this baby can move. Love the spread. Look at that 1 pip. Or 1 pipette spread. Tight. Beautiful buy there. Make your life simple, people. Just trade the dollar yen and the euro dollar. There's plenty of drama on this yen. I'm buying down here. Yep, all day long. Real and fake money. It's no brainer, man. You don't need you don't really have to have all these algos, honestly.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, even this one, we
He's so decisive. His brain's been warped by no nonsense. No nonsense took him out of the think for yourself game.
this must have been one I took earlier in the week.
He's short? Oh my God, he went short there, didn't he? I guess he took a chunk out of that. Look at him.
Kind of a continuation trade, and yeah, I mean, we got profit on there, but
So
this must have been one I took earlier in the week kind of a continuation trade, and yeah, I mean, we got profit on there, but I think I closed one out as we were approaching non-farms yesterday. So
Wow, how sad that he got in there at the bottom. Um, I guess it's the end. Sorry. Look how he got in at the very last part there. Hmm. Too bad. I wish he would have. I feel bad for these people. Some people um, over there. Because this really obvious low true range of the last bar on the daily is plenty. I mean, this is all wackadoodle. He took a little chunk out of that. I'd rather see him do a trade like this where he says, you know what? I think this is resistance. I'm going to sell up here, and you know what? I'm just going to do some confirmation sell stops here, and I think that maybe it's in a downtrend. Maybe this is a bottom becoming a top. Maybe this is a top becoming a bottom. Maybe I want to buy here. And I did buy this when I started the account. That's at 7 grand, like 7,300, 2 grand. I've been up and down, been to 6 grand, been to 3 grand. But I was trading the. I started out the account. I made most of my money on this scheme was buying this and buying that and trading the retracement on this on the dollar yen, and then I went to the euro because I didn't want to. This got all boring up here, and I was like, you know what? I don't. I'm not. I don't want to. It's over, right? The move's over. So I moved to the other currency. Oh well. That's yeah, no nonsense algorithm trading right there.